Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Like Sarita, this next person, I've been actually waiting just to meet for a long time because Sarita always talks about him, about the adventures of Baku. That's how I look at it. It's the adventures of Baku because he's always out doing things, being with famous people. I'm like, man, really? Yo, just hanging out just like that? Just party? Okay, that's dope. But, man, I got to meet him. Really cool dude. And I'd like to introduce you to Mr. Baku Talbert. What's up, brother?
Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
You can get up closer on the mic. Just get a little closer to the mic. Closer to the mic. There we go. There we go. So, Baku, basically, entertainment attorney and manager.
Yes.
You are you do consulting for people like Serena Williams, Venus Williams, Keke Palmer, Brandy. You're a lawyer for independent artists,
yes,
including musical artists and you said producers, publishers, and in management for Kelly Rowland,
yes,
and Michelle Williams.
Yes.
You got a lot of titles, my man.
Yes, I do.
So I just wanted to talk to you today about a lot of these independent artists. When it comes to coming up in the game, and not all of them have signed contracts yet, but they're looking for that big deal. If you're an artist, he has a deal that could be in place. What is the first thing they need to look out for? What is the first thing that they need to do when it comes to dealing with contracts and things like that?
Well, my advice would be, first of all, to seek legal advice from an entertainment attorney, not a real estate attorney, not a commercial business attorney. You need to seek someone who has experience in the entertainment industry who can then read the contract and make sure that it's advantageous to you and long term, and make sure that you don't get locked down into some contract that you're just sitting on the shelf, whether it's for independent label or whether it's for a big five label.
What are the mistakes that you see most often when it comes to independent artists coming up?
Mostly the mistakes that I see, individuals who are independent artists who are very talented. They come across a lot of individuals, whether they are managers, whether they're producers, A&Rs, and they see talent in these independent artists, and immediately they want to lock these artists down in some type of contract without really exploiting them into the industry and creating work for them, creating opportunities for them to be exposed to a wider demographic.
Right.
And that's a mistake I see these independent artists take. Immediately they sign under a contract where they are underneath these individuals for 3 to 5 years.
Right.
And they're held down and not be able to grow and mature as an artist.
All right, I'm an independent artist. I'm just scenario. I'm an independent artist. When is it time for me to start looking for people like you to hire? Because I see some people, they're not ready to hire. They're not ready, you know what I'm saying, to hire. I've dealt with it on the PR side, but, man, we need a publicist. I'm just like, to publicize what?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, when is it time for me to come to you and say, I need a lawyer, and I need a manager, and I need a consult. I need all of this. Yeah. When is the best time to come to you?
I believe a lawyer should be brought on your team immediately. That should be the first person that you should bring on your team, because if you're going to deal with a manager, if you're going to deal with a PR, if you're going to deal with a marketing rep, if you're going to deal with an independent radio rep, all of these are going to involve some type of contractual work.
Okay.
There should be. There should not be any type of oral agreement.
Right.
It should be all written down on paper. So then everybody is clear to what's going on, what we're going to agree on. There should be some type of meeting in the minds that's on paper. So a lawyer should be the first individual you should look to add on to your team.
Okay.
And even with the lawyer, you should do your due diligence and research about that lawyer. Find out who they've worked with. Find out what type of contracts, what type of entertainment law are they specialized in.
Okay. So, see, again, like for a lot of, they just say, I just need a lawyer. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I mean, honestly, when I see, and like I say, in this industry, in what I do here on WhenYouSeeItUnderground.com, where we deal with basically only independent artists, you see guys that are hungry. They want to do it, but they're just ready to jump in without really thinking.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, no, I see that all the time.
So
they're willing to sell their soul quickly, just because the first deal that they've come across, it looks good, it looks appetizing, but at the end of the day, it may not be for you. And I understand that you've been working hard, you've been in the studio, you've been performing, and you look for that opportunity. But that first opportunity may not be for you. So you do need some type of individual who's going to be non-biased, you know, and who can help cipher through that opportunity and make that decision for you.
Okay, I found a lawyer.
Yeah.
Okay, now I need to find a manager.
Right.
What am I looking for when it comes to finding a manager?
Well, in finding a manager, hopefully that manager will come to you, and hopefully that manager will see
that's
your
my problem.
talent.
Right. See, that's my problem right there. Because when I've been at showcases and you see guys, hey man, you need a manager.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm here. Woo, woo, they see the talent.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, that's a shady dude. That's a shady dude. That's a shady dude right there.
Exactly.
You know? And so how do you? Because when somebody sees talent, they want to latch on.
Yeah.
And go for the ride. So how do you cut through the BS?
Yeah.
And get to somebody that's actually about business?
And I'm all about having a probation period between you and that potential manager.
Okay.
I don't think you should sign on just because he's managed R. Kelly or just because he's done something for somebody else. You know, you want someone that truly believes in you, truly is passionate about you and your craft and helping expose and exploit that to the masses. You know what I'm saying? So there should be some type of probation period where that manager comes up with some type of plan for you and you guys work together. Don't go with that individual who is, you know, maybe paying your bills or paying your studio time. It has to be that connection. It has to have that organic feel.
Okay.
You know, look out for that.
And last but not least, talk about a PR company.
PR company.
Who do you look for? What do you try to decipher? How do you cut the BS out of that too?
Well, PR company. I mean, right now, I look for individuals who are going to be able to expose my artists virally because everything is going, you know, digital marketing. You want that person who has that experience, who has those contacts to the blogs. It's all about exposure. If you can find an individual at a reasonable price, you know, that can expose you, but you want to find out what they've done because I've had, you know, for some of my A-list talent, individuals, you know, that charge $5,000 a month, but only can get them on Word Up magazine, you know. So, I mean, you want to really find out who are their contacts, what they can do, but make sure that they come to the table with a plan. Everybody should have a plan before, you know, any money or anything is exchanged.
Gotcha.